all of the things put together, knows what she's doing. We're going to wrap up the day with Haley Gray.
Hey there. How is everybody doing? Is everybody like surviving the day? Like, wow, 5 hours of straight networking and content. Who else's mind is just kind of blown with all of this information and like tons of stuff here, right? Anybody got a good takeaway that you're going to take away from this, that you're things that you're learning, things that you're going to do, things that that you're going to make sure you do? So I am going to do a quick wrap up, but I'm going to give you another tidbit of content. We're going to talk about algorithms because one of the things we do as social media managers who manage social media accounts, we work with Google doing SEO. We do a lot of the techie stuff, and a lot of it breaks down to algorithms. I'm going to talk a little bit about what an algorithm is, and y'all will see why I'm talking about this stuff as we go through the week, because you need to understand what an algorithm is and what it does so that you can at least tolerate some of the crazy stuff that Facebook is going to do to you, that Twitter is going to do to you. And you can understand maybe a little bit better of what is kind of going on. So every social media platform and Google is all basically just a huge database with some features. An algorithm is nothing more than a set of rules that the computer follows. It can be pretty elaborate, like in the case of Facebook and Google with SEO and stuff. But in a lot of ways, it's very, very simple. It's not rocket science. And Tish, I'm sure that those nasty Facebook bots get drunk sometimes, right? So what's happening when those nasty Facebook bots get drunk sometimes is that somebody broke the algorithm. They went in and they adjusted some code to try to clean some problem up that they're seeing somewhere. And you have to understand that computer programmers are humans. They're humans just like you and me, and they're neither smarter nor dumber. And Wendy can attest to this, that sometimes they're a lot dumber. And what happens is somebody comes in and they get a problem report of a problem that they're seeing on Facebook. So they have this whole complex set of rules of, if you do this, then the platform does this. If you do that, then the platform does that. Somebody comes in and does something stupid, and a bug defect gets written. Some junior programmer somewhere who's fresh out of college gets assigned this defect, and he goes, oh, I'm going to fix that. And some platforms have a lot of code reviews and a lot of checks. I honestly don't think that Facebook has that same level of code reviews and checks before they roll things into live production code. So you get your junior programmer who's got maybe 2 years of experience in there. He's coding something and goes, oh, this will fix that problem. Boom. The next thing you know, all you're seeing are the same 3 posts on your Facebook page over and over and over again. Has anybody ever noticed that? Like all of a sudden you've gone from, yeah, I'm seeing all my friends to I'm seeing, the same exact 4 Facebook posts and I don't see anything else. That's because some idiot programmer, and I can say that affectionately because I am a software engineer. I've been writing code for years and years. Somebody went in there and fixed a defect and broke other things in the process. So a lot of this, the bots seem to be drunk sometimes is because somebody made a mistake in their coding. So you're giving it information, it's reacting to what you're doing. So just understand that the people who write Facebook are just that, people. And it's just a really big set of spaghetti code. And that causes what you call dear Facebook messages. So you have to understand that each and every single one of us on every single social media platform that we are on is basically an entry in a database. We are essentially a node with a lot of information that we give to Facebook on a daily basis about our users, our preferences, our habits, our buying habits, our shopping signals, all of that information, every single comment that you make, including the fact that your first car was a 1965 Chevy Mustang, is stored somewhere in a database entry on information about you for Facebook. Because Facebook makes money on its ads. So they're tracking information to be able to sell you more ads. This also has a huge impact on our business pages, right? Because the algorithms want to show us more of what we want to see and less of what we don't. So Facebook also makes its money on its ads. That's how Facebook makes money. That's how every social media platform makes money. Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, every platform makes money. Yeah, Denise, send that one to everybody. They send all of their, they make all their money through ads, right? So they're collecting your information and they're showing their ads to everybody. And then they're showing information that they think is going to keep you on the platform longer. Unfortunately, a lot of times that also means that your information that you are sharing on your business page or in your group is not seen as well, because Facebook wants you to pay to be seen. And if your content is not wildly organic, wildly, going to go viral, then they're not going to show it to anybody. This is part of that algorithm, part of that computer rule, right? We make our money by people coming and spending time on the platform and clicking on ads. So pay to play is a thing. Anything that you do to take people off the platform, right? That's their algorithm. That's their rules. Like if you're trying to take people over to YouTube, it's probably going to make you pay to play to do that, because it's going to suppress those posts. If you post a link for somebody to register for something, chances are that is going to go into the can. It's going to get what we call throttled by Facebook. Their rules, their algorithm says, oh, well, this is trying to send somebody off my website, off my app. So of course, I'm going to throttle that post. It is really frustrating at times, I'll be honest. So what are some things that you can do to counteract that? First of all, you need to be really careful about when and how you share links. Links seem to get people into a lot of their posts being throttled. 2, saying anything is for sale, anything is free, or a price or a dollar amount will get the post tagged as a for sale post. There are even times where, like, I've posted about our monthly networking events in WEN, and it'll even mark those as a sales post and nobody will see it until I delete the post and recreate it, or it'll hold it in review for like 4 weeks until it decides to finally let it through. That is part of the algorithm. I think that is something that is broken. And Partish should be part of the Dear Facebook kind of a thing. It's another part of the algorithm that got broken. Some computer programmer thought they were fixing something, thought they were being helpful, and lo and behold, it's broken a bunch of stuff. So don't use the word free. Don't use a dollar amount most of the time, unless you're running an event. The other thing I'm seeing that has changed in the Facebook interface, this isn't so much the algorithm, is if you create a Facebook event, it is either free or you're paying for it through Facebook if you're using a Facebook event and creating it. There is not a I'm charging you admission and I'm not having you pay for it through Facebook option. right now. That is currently broken. I'm running into that with a couple of my clients who are doing events. So just be aware that that is something that's broken. Somebody broke code somewhere. The other thing that we deal with Facebook constantly is change. It doesn't matter how much of an expert you think you are on Facebook. The only constant is change. Doesn't matter how much of an expert you are on Google, on LinkedIn, it's going to change. On average, you see 2 to 3 major changes per day on every single platform. That means that things are gonna change constantly, and it's gonna be a challenge. So just be aware that the constant thing is change. You're gonna have to constantly re-educate yourself on the platforms. That's why I recommend sticking to 1 or 2 main platforms and not trying to master every single platform all the time, or all you're ever going to be doing is marketing your business and not ever actually engaging with people, because you're just going to be struggling with the platforms. LinkedIn was acquired by Microsoft, and there have been a ton of changes there. So what's an algorithm? It's just a set of rules that's implemented by a bunch of really crazy programmers. Some of which have very little experience, some of whom have actual experience. And they're trying to make it so that you will stay longer on the platforms and engage more on the platforms. So if your content is encouraging people to stay on the platforms, if your content is encouraging people to engage authentically, if your content is trying to get people to be better stewards of the platforms, you're going to get seen. But if you break their rules, they're going to make it so you don't get seen. And sometimes they unknowingly or knowingly change the rules. Then what happens is, well, we send out dear Facebook posts. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank everybody for such an amazing week. And for an amazing event. I want to say thank you to every single one of our speakers and our sponsors. I want to say thank you to my team, who has been chasing bits and pieces and parts and links and websites and freebies and all the things for days. Links to your Facebook product catalog does not count as taking them away from Facebook. As long as it is a link to an item that is on Facebook, you're more likely to get seen. A link to another Facebook group, a Facebook page, a Facebook event, those are a little bit more palatable to Facebook. Thank you to Susan Fessenden for being a sponsor and a speaker. And thank you to Denise Swafford for being here and being an MC for me. I appreciate it. And thank you to Charlene Ignacio, who is one of our other sponsors. We really appreciate every single one of you. This event would not be what it is without you. We are having our VIP event tonight at 7 p.m., our pajama party. Tomorrow night, we are doing an intensive Facebook group deep dive and monetizing. So we're going to be looking at ways to monetize groups and ways to fix broken groups is really where we're going to be focusing on tomorrow night for the VIP event. So bring your notes and your questions. A lot of people ask me to do that training over and over again. So I'm going to bring all of the notes and pieces and bits and parts for that for the VIP training tomorrow night. We will be back here again tomorrow at noon Eastern. That's 11 a.m. Central for those of you on Central, until 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening. For those of you that are not in the VIP group, those of you that are in the VIP group, if you wish to come tonight to the pajama party at 7, we would love to have y'all. Denise, any last minute thoughts?
You all, just reminder that it is not too late to get people into the summit. So Haley will probably drop the link now that I said that. Send them to wensummit.com. There's still 2 days for them to be a part of the summit and the VIP. So make sure that you promote this. I meant to take a picture earlier. I forgot. So first thing in the morning, we'll take a big group picture so that we can share that with all those who are not here. But I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Haley and team, for such an amazing event. And I look forward to all the things to come tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. So y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you. Yes, she will warn when she's going to take the picture.
Yes, I will warn.
Yeah, we try to warn
Only once
people.
though.
Yeah, when we're going to take pictures. So yeah, I think Tish and Meg have gotten best dressed today. So it's been pretty awesome seeing the costumes. I am so grateful for everybody who's been here today. This has been an awesome event.